Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. Just wanted to let you know that one of the best tournaments we've run thus far is premiering on the JM Warehouse YouTube channel. Inning League Roulette. Quick games, lots of action. One team doesn't make the postseason, one team doesn't get drafted. Hearts get broken, heroes get made. Make sure you tune in and join us in the live chat, JM Warehouse YouTube channel. Games premiere at 6 o'clock. Thanks. Hello. Sorry for the little bit of a delay there. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's that iPad. I wonder the other crew, if they've been having trouble as well.
Steve said he swapped out the iPad last time they were in here and it then worked perfect, but I don't know.
Okay. Well, thanks, Steve. Chronophoto. I'm writing down on my little notepad here. I'll hold it up. I have one of those yellow legal pads. The other one in my backpack, this one doesn't leave the office, is white. I think I prefer yellow because there's something just funny about these old school yellow legal pads. Mm-hmm. And what I've been doing is I carry it around with me and I write down, well, for this show, I'm writing down the topics so I don't get lost in rabbit holes of thought. But also what I've been doing, and Maddie has, Matt, actually, have I done this to you yet? Probably.
Yeah.
When I have conversations with people around the office, I just write down the bullet points of that conversation. And I rip it out and hand it to them.
Yeah.
Or I rip it out and I hand it to John, my EA or our EA, who helps me, Jake, out, and say, hey, I just told this person I would check in on this for them, make sure I do it. And it's helped out a lot because there's just too many things that are happening, and I hate the feeling of like false promises.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like a legal pad everywhere guy, and that's fun. And that song was called Tulsa's Last Magician that we opened with by Carlisle. And maybe every now and then I will talk about songs on Morning like I used to if I feel so inclined. This is one of the best songs of 2022. And I do think that even if you don't like country music, and it's not like pop country, it's, heartfelt, older style, but he does have a very twangy singing style. It's so good. It's about a guy that's kind of just doesn't fit in. He's like a creative that like didn't fit in school, doesn't want the traditional 9 to 5, just keep trying to make things work with art and all this other stuff. And he feels like a imposter, or a magician pulling tricks because of that. And kind of how like they're getting weeded out of society in a way. I think that's what it's about anyway. That's my interpretation. Right. I've talked to people who have different interpretations, so that's just my thoughts. Welcome to the morning meeting. It's Maddie and myself, and we're going to talk about some content. Should I start doing real intros?
What does that mean?
Like Josh Osborne used to always help me do the intro on morning during COVID. He would be in the live chat on YouTube, and he said, don't forget the intro. And I would call him Josh, don't forget the intro Osborne. It was really helpful because I would say, oh, shit. Welcome to the morning show. This is a show where I talk about all my favorite topics. We're going to talk about a baseball player, book, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I love an itinerary and like a table of contents.
We should. One thing that YouTube chapters probably helps a little bit. That
is true. But I guess like if you do it, you kind of got to do it off the rip, and we've already missed that. But this is the morning meeting, Build and Jomboy Media. We haven't changed the logo yet or the name. I think that's coming in the next couple of weeks. That's not a rush job when we send it to the digital or the design team. It's like, hey, we would like this, but this doesn't jump anything else on the list at all. So I don't know. We'll get that when we get that. But yeah, welcome to the morning meeting. Myself and Maddie Mass. Wow, maybe I should be called like Momboy. The morning meeting with Maddie Mass and Momboy. Building Momboy Media.
A lot of M's.
Trying my hardest to fit them all in. Tom Ace is in the chat, and he said nothing was going his way. Oh, I bailed on the table contents already just to check in on Tom. We got some cool data about our YouTube channels comparing 2021 to 2022. I don't even know if you've seen that yet, Maddie, but I want to share it with you and Sam. And I was just figured I'd do it on here during our morning meeting because there's some really stuff we got to clap for and celebrate, and then there's a lot of learning from it as well. which I stole that from Coach Ballgame's podcast, who stole it from Hunter Pence, I think. There's winning and there's learning, and I love it. So much better than winning and losing. And it sounds like, oh, that's something you'd tell little kids. And it's like, no, you should tell everyone that. Sometimes corniness is the best way to go about life. It's like sometimes corniness is the realist. And sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's cringy.
A lot of gray area in this life. Oh, there's so many people that probably cringed at there's winning and learning. So many people that probably cringed at that. But it's a very good way to look at like obstacles. The GeoGuide guys won. The sales team closed a big deal, and I can't really talk about that, I guess. I don't think we want to talk numbers and all that, but SeatGeek's coming on. And it's I just wrote it down because I need to compliment the crew that got it. I forgot to do that yesterday, but I like clapping for wins and successes. One Inning League debuted. I started playing Chronophoto, and we had 2 meetings yesterday about content that we can talk about. That's everything on my list. Do you have anything on your list?
Not really. How was your morning?
My morning was good. I woke up starving because I went to sleep hungry because I stayed up till midnight because I had to get the breakdown done. I didn't get it done yesterday in here. I really wanted it to go up before Weekly Dumb because the main channel right now, because I went on vacation and didn't do breakdowns last week, the main channel I think is going to be 4 videos in a row non-breakdown. And that's way too... No, that's not true. Well, 3 of the last 4 are non-breakdown videos. Right. And if it's about to be 4 of the last 5. So I really wanted to get the breakdown done yesterday and posted, but I got it done at night. We sent it to DraftKings. They have to approve it, and I don't think they have yet. So it might go up this morning. It's LeBron. The thumbnail's awesome. Nice. It's did you see it? I got to show you this.
You showed me the photos from
I made it's like so made me laugh. I sent it to Kyle. We were just slacking, him and I, so I sent it not in the other chat. But it is it is a silly.
That's good.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
It's so crystal clear.
Yep.
And it's not LeBron throws a tantrum after missed foul call. There's no opinion. Hyperbole there.
Yeah.
That's just a simple fact.
Yeah.
They missed a call. I got really silly on that breakdown. I recorded it late last night. And I have a weed pen again. I haven't had one in forever.
Right.
Loosens me up a little, and then back when I started making them, I didn't know people watched them. So I was really kind of silly, and it was like for inside joke people only. And now I kind of clam up knowing like, oh shit, the NBA world is going to watch this, and they're going to be like, this guy knows nothing, and judge it. So I took a little hit and then did it. And then I played a bunch of Chronophoto.
Yeah.
Actually, I played Chronophoto for 20 minutes. I posted 1 round on Instagram and my personal YouTube account. And on Instagram and Twitter. And then I posted another round on my personal YouTube account. And I have 3 more rounds I'm going to post on Instagram throughout the week. And then I combine those 3 to post long on my channel. Nice. We'll see if people like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like it. And I like doing new things every now and then. So anyway, I didn't fall asleep early. And I was up till midnight, which means you get second hungry, or I do.
Yeah.
So I had dinner.
Yeah.
And then I was hungry from 11 to midnight, but I didn't eat because I've been losing weight and doing well. And that's part of it is I fall asleep at 10 o'clock now and I don't have those late night munchies. So I was like, don't do it. So I just ate some grapes, fell asleep starving, woke up starving. That's why we listened to the song before we started the show because I needed to bite that food. Mm-hmm. But other than that, my morning was good. James was really cute.
Nice. I
get time with him. When I take the 6:55, I get to see him in the morning for like 30 minutes. But it's a little bit of a bummer because then I have to pass him to Katie. And there's an odd chance that if we let him sleep through some of the crying, he'll go back to sleep. And then I'll leave before he wakes up. And then she can get more sleep. Makes sense? Mm-hmm. It's catch-22, though, because if I hear him crying and I know, if I get him, I get 20 minutes with him. Mm-hmm. I want that. Mm-hmm. But then he's awake, where he might sleep for another 40 minutes if I let him go back. So it's a big catch-22.
I see.
Yeah. How was your morning?
Not so invested with children, but I woke up normal early-ish, but had a headache, so then I just set my alarm for 40 minutes in the future.
Nice. Where was your headache?
My head.
But what part? Oh, up there?
Yeah.
You gotta wear your blue light glasses.
Yeah, probably, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you be in tune with headaches like that? I can now.
Like the area of my head, you're saying?
Yeah, if it's like the temple, the side of the head, the front of the head, the back of the neck.
I think that I can, but I don't actively try.
I don't know if it's right, but the blue light, I know that because when in 2017, 2018, 2019, when we recorded every show looking at a computer screen with Google Hangout, and then I edited everything, my eyes would be like burning with a headache right behind my eyeballs. It would be so bad. I'd have to go lay down and put towels on them for and the blue light glasses eliminated that. They really did.
Yeah. I see some articles online. It's like, oh, it's fake. It's like, I don't think that's enough to be a placebo. Like, I'm getting a lot of help from those.
Yeah, I don't think so. They really helped for me. Now I don't look at screens as much because we're doing it in person and all that.
Yeah.
But if I have a big day where I'm editing all day, it'll still get me. Back of the neck is where I get all my headaches now. And someone in the comments said it's lack of sleep, stress, or dehydration. Well, I don't think dehydration, lack of sleep or stress is what. It's my dentist, so I don't know if he's credited to tell me. He said it comes from grinding your teeth at night while you're sleeping. And that stresses out the back of your neck for some reason while you sleep. And then, maybe he didn't say that. I don't know. I've been chugging Pedialyte, and those help with my headaches. Right. Which is kind of gross. But I also don't mind the flavor.
I can only say I've drank that once when Kelsey sent it to me when I had COVID. She sent me like a care package, and that was a part, but otherwise not much to comment.
I haven't checked in on the chat really yet. But Tom Ace, let's check in on Tom. Is he okay? Let's see. Dan Techman to the rescue. Yellow is easier on the eyes. Jimmy with the original instant message. I forget everything we said already. So I don't know what he's referring to there. Oh, the instant message, like writing down and ripping and handing it to someone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What was the Dan? What did he do?
I don't know. He fixed the tech, but really we just went to the phone.
Oh.
Tom said the game of beating Matt at the office contributes to lack of sleep. Yeah. It's a little like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are front loaded where we get in early. It's designed to sleep in Thursday, sleep in Friday, and all that. I slept in on the weekend, so I catch up on sleep at times.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pivot to one of the topics we have. Do you want to go to the YouTube analytics, year-over-year stuff, or WUC and BB3 meetings happened yesterday?
Let's do the YouTube stuff because that's the thing that I haven't seen.
Okay.
Sam and I, when we had our leaders meeting, we did the highest level of this you could, basically just based on subscribers and views 2021 to 2022.
Oh, you don't have access to a computer? I was going to Slack you this.
I mean, I can get my laptop.
Just so you can look at it. So what Diversa sent me, and he's awesome because I didn't specifically ask for this. He just sent it to me. So, all right, Alex is going to class. See ya, normal dog. Goodbye. Enjoy class. Pedialyte helping makes me wonder if it's dehydration. Yeah, well, for a while we were a little sick and dehydration helped a lot. So it could be that. And I also, I don't want coffee to be the first thing I drink in the morning. So I just chug water and then I chug a sip of Pedialyte, and I think both of them combine. Okay, so Lucas Diversa is on the kind of the analytics team here. and he will send me reports. Sometimes we ask specifically for them. Other times he kind of just like puts new reports out there, which is cool. So, and last week or last episode, we did the highest videos of the week and all that, which I'm going to continue. That's going to be a recurring segment on the morning meeting. So the one that I want to share is the channels, because there's a big learning here that we already knew. So it's actually confirming our instincts. I slacked it to you. Do you have it?
Yeah. So what are you starting with? The main channel? What did you just say?
I'll dance around because some info I'm not going to share, some I'm going to share. Right. But basically, this is what he gave us. So since 2022 is wrapped up, a full comparison on all our YouTube channels, not shows, but channels, from 2021 to 2022. Now, first, I want to go and highlight all the positives and the winners and the good stuff. JM Baseball grew 53% of the total views year over year. Is that how you would phrase that? Sometimes I'm bad at phrasing these percentages.
Yeah, I think so.
And the watch time increased as well. The videos published increased. The watch time just barely increased.
Yeah.
Talking Baseball changed. The views are up 29%. The watch time is up. Warehouse Games doesn't have anything to compare it to. We Got Ice YouTube channel. Okay, the views are up 104,000%. They didn't really use it before this, so it's there. But Jolly's views are way up. Jolly Olive. Jomboy and Jake TV down, but we did cancel Jomboy Jake Radio, which actually didn't get the most views. Also trending down a little bit right now, as I think we don't promote it that much anymore because we're just promoting so many things.
Yeah, I feel like JJTV can get promoted more. And are people like getting tired of just the same two things every week?
I don't know. Like the GeoGuide guys' victory is on my list of things to talk about. That episode we dropped yesterday is riveting.
It's awesome.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Gameplay by us, by the other guy who the comments said cheated and for sure did. I mean, it's funny. And it's like edge of your seat. The final round is the craziest thing ever. Jake told me to do a breakdown on it, but I don't think that would go over well, and I don't even know how I'd go about doing it.
We just don't have like camera angles. It would just be you talking over footage of yourself.
Yeah,
but it's like worthy. Like the concept is all time.
Yeah, no, it's one of the better episodes. Like we should make an early docket for episode of the year. List on each channel, and that's already, I think, an episode of the year for Jomboy Jake TV YouTube channel. It's so good. But yeah, that channel, well, we had to take out Jomboy Jake Radio. I've talked about that on this show extensively, why we took it out, and if we could add it back in, we may. But that channel was down. Talking Yanks went up in everything. Talking Giants went up in everything. JM Entertainment didn't exist last year. Wake and Jake went up in views and watch time. And this is just the channel, because there's another one here I'm going to slack you that is by show, and that one is actually a little more interesting because the number that matters the most to the sales team that we sell on is average views, because you need to tell a client like, hey, we guarantee this, and maybe you sell it. I don't know what the sales team is doing right now, but maybe they sell it at 10% below the average guarantee to give them some wiggle room. I have no idea. But that's the number. What made you do that face? Oh, yeah, that's what I need to share. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, okay, let's see. So the breakdowns are down, and that just is due to amount, down 35% in amount of breakdowns I did from 2021. But I'll never be able to recreate 2020 and 2021 now that I have a kid, because That was just what I did after Katie went to sleep every night, and now I can't do that, and I don't really want to live that lifestyle anymore. So it's almost, I got to make them better, even though there's less, and the average views barely went down per breakdown. It's at
virtually the same.
A little over 1.1 million average views per breakdown. Weekly Dumb went down, and that's an interesting one that I want to figure out. Obviously, every chart we have is seasonal baseball. You see it go up in April, and then you see it go down in October. Like we are on that is a goal of the entire company to get off, when we did our leaders meeting, to get off the baseball seasonal chart, not be what's the term I always use, not be a suckerfish on the whale, have our content that's independent of MLB coverage. But that is the ebb and flow of our content, is like even our non-baseball content is on that list because we're just on people's brains more. I don't know, outreach more.
Talking Yanks is doing its work against that, but
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, some and some stuff is different, like because the off season will help you. This is one I need to shout out. Jolly Olive, his YouTube channel from 2021 to 2022, YouTube channel and Facebook and wherever they count views. So if he, like, the breakdowns get posted on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So it's not this is not just YouTube when you're talking shows. Jolly Olive, average views in 2021, 19,000. Average views per episode in 2022, 72,000. That's crazy increase by Jolly. Fantastic job. Talking Baseball's way up. Talking Baseball's a little bit crazy. Kind of blows my mind how good that show is. Especially compared to other like baseball shows, because we have the YouTube audience and the podcast. The podcast is usually number one on its own, and then we have the YouTube views, and not a lot of other baseball shows have both. Up 58% on the average views for Talking Baseball.
It's funny that Tatis is the number one. I guess we kind of knew that, but
yeah. The number, I mean, it's 20 minutes. It's instant reaction. That's like the formula. All right, 22 minutes, instant reaction, Tatis. Deadline recap. Our meeting with the rules committee is number 3 on the year. Juan Soto trade. So, yeah, when you do, you're always chasing the story. But it's cool that interview, MLB Rule Makers Explain How All the New Rules Will Help, is number 3 episode of the year. Because that's just a off-season interview. Almost like a filler episode in a way that we think about those sometimes.
Yeah.
Talking Yanks is up by a lot, 60%. And then, Playing, Watching, down. Baseball Today, way up. That show had a great year. Rose Rotation, kind of the same, a little down. But with Baseball Today going up, it's interesting there. Talking Giants, great year, even before the playoff run. Compound up, Tone the Slab up. So I wanted to kind of shout out those people. We Got Ice didn't have their YouTube last year, so that's not on here. But the learn here, if you go back to the channel page, Maddie, is that every show's down in subscribers from last year. Every channel.
Yeah.
Oh, the breakdown just got posted. Lexi says that thumbnail is funny.
Thank you, Lexi.
Yeah. So even Jolly, who increased his views and all that on his channel by so much, new subscribers down 3%. Talking Baseball grew so much, new subscribers down 20%. JM Baseball down 60%. Jomboy Media down 58%. Like really down. Talking Yanks grew like crazy, but down 22% in new subscribers. And there's 2 factors that I'm guessing this goes to. New channels in the first year.
Yeah.
The first couple of years are always it's going to be higher growth because it's brand new. Like Warehouse Games, we're not going to 2023. That would be awesome if it did, but I don't know because you just get like 20,000 in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I think if your content stays the same. there's a YouTuber I watch, Jack Sucks at Life, and he has his geography channel, which is why I learned all the flags a while ago.
Okay.
Jack Sucks at Geography, and for 2 years that channel sat on 200 to 400,000 subs. This year, when he dove into learning all the flags, learning all the countries, etc., it went from 400 to like 1.2 million in 1 year.
Does he? So.
And with shorts, he started posting shorts.
Well, shorts are the best way to get subscribers. Like We Got Ice did it because YouTube just promotes them so much, and the subscribe button is right on the bottom of the feed. So sometimes you're sliding up and down on the short and you hit it by accident, and like that's tricky. But yeah, you can. We've always neglected this.
I think that's our biggest problem. Is that we don't ask, we don't promote it.
Yeah, because it feels very annoying and silly. And then there is the aspect where, like, I think of them as a vanity number in a way. Like, the main YouTube channel, the average, the monthly unique viewer or the monthly repeat viewer is way higher than the subscribers. But that's not true for every channel. Talking Yanks is true because there's non-Yankees fans that aren't going to subscribe, but they come watch. But then, yeah, like we just don't do the whole subscribe. Please, like, hey, like and subscribe because it feels annoying to us. But the reality is, like, I think all of the YouTube watching world is numb to it.
Yes.
If it doesn't activate them, and then it really works. I was talking to Jolly yesterday, and he was like, yeah, I had one video where I said it for the first time in a while, and I got 500 new subscribers, and every other video got like 30.
Yeah.
And he said something, I hate that it works so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Same thing with t-shirts. If we post a shirt or we wear a shirt on a show, you'll sell a chunk. If you don't do that, you'll sell none.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's going to be like 5, and this is tough for Kyle on the social media, there's going to be 5 replies that are like, no one cares. No one's buying this. And you're like, well, what, like 5 people reply that and 20 people buy it. The difference there is like crazy, but it's just like we don't want to be like ew. But we need to do something. So that's why you and Sam are coming up with kind of like a gain subscribers program, giving giveaways to people that subscribe on all channels, which I hope works because it is like looking at these numbers. I was like, oh, I knew this was a problem, but this is a glaring problem. We have channels like succeeding like crazy, but no one's subscribing to them.
Yes. I think that the biggest thing that would hopefully help it feel less is rather than starting the show with, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're enjoying. If it's a 10-minute video, say that at the 8-minute mark, because if somebody makes it to that point, they're enjoying the thing anyway. Like they're not gonna. On
this LeBron breakdown, it's like the very last words I say. Like, if you like this, subscribe or don't care. But that's how I got to stop saying it like that. It's just kind of like my version of being flippant and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, me being like too cool for school, which is annoying. I do it and then I'm like, ugh, just say it and mean it.
When I watch YouTube, I feel like I like when somebody says, subscribe if you enjoyed this. I'd really appreciate it. It does actually do a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got to start doing that and get these subscribers up.
Oh, we'll get the subs up.
The other thing, so for One Inning League, we can pivot now because that debuted yesterday.
Okay.
We're putting the intro at the start of videos and the start of podcasts. Do you think that went well?
Yes, I think so.
Like if you watch Morning from last week, the first 15 seconds are a commercial with me voicing over and highlights of our own content.
Yeah.
Part of the plan for this year is to do that more when we have things that we want to promote and use all of our channels, like have Talking Baseball, put it at the beginning of that and on the podcast. And this is another thing. A lot of other networks do this.
Yes.
So if you listen to a lot of shows, you've heard this before. But we've never really done it.
No, I think it went well. I think that I want to make sure that people that are making podcasts ones have your voiceover on top of it.
Did some do it and not have it?
Well, I've only watched them on YouTube. So, like, yes, the YouTube podcast doesn't have it, but then did that person make two? Like, now if I go to the podcast app, does it have it? But even still, I think YouTube, people sometimes press play on podcasts and, like, put their phone away.
Yeah.
So even if it's on YouTube, I want your voice going.
Yeah, I saw that you did that on Morning, and I didn't think of it that way. Like, I thought it was going to be on YouTube without the narration, just the video. And then when I played, I saw that Morning get uploaded yesterday from last Friday, and I saw you combined it, and I was like, oh, that's better.
Yeah.
That's smarter.
Well, I think it's better for multiple things, but mostly if you press a show where somebody expects your voice and it's the first thing they hear, it's like it's easier transition.
Do you think it's easier than if, like, everyone voices it? If we were to have, like, Rose voice, like, write a little script and he voices it, and then it's
Probably
his
not
voice?
a bad idea if we want to do that for, like, Blitzball 3 and everybody just does one.
Yeah.
Probably. It also feels more genuine. Like, what percent of people watch Rose Rotation that don't know your voice? I don't know, but
still,
if it comes from Rose
it sounds more native.
Yeah.
Well, now I organized all my notes in my note folder.
Right.
And I have one called Warehouse Games, BB3 Notes, because I was going to write this down on my piece of paper, but that seems stupid because those are for instant rip it away and give it to someone. But I thought I had a whole note on my phone. Oh, shit. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's a Google Doc. See, I got to keep track of this. But yeah, that's a good idea. I want to write it down. I want to put it, like, on the BB. Oh, you know what? We have that whole Blitzball Battle 3 sheet with all the to-dos and the deadlines. I can put it there. Before we get to that, we'll stick on one Inning League debut. What'd you think? You texted me last night. My thoughts. I spilled my guts to you.
I was sleeping by the time you responded.
Yeah, I was in the middle of editing and all that. So
yes. My only thing that I think that we did poorly, I know that you're down to fight the social fight. I don't think that we should post those on YouTube community.
We already nixed that.
Okay, good. That was bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're talking about the final score graphic.
Yes. You can't post that.
Yeah, no. And we've never done that on YouTube community. And someone commented and I was like, yeah, like, we're not going to, like, I responded to him like, yeah, you're right. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I messaged Kyle and he was like, yeah, we don't do that. So
yeah.
I think it was just, trying to get it everywhere. But yeah, we can't spoil it on the
app where people go to watch it. Personally for me, so I watched it from my Jomboy email here.
Yeah.
I went home, I opened YouTube on, like, my personal email. And the second thing on my feed was the score graphic. And then 5 things down was the game. I was like, oh, if I was a fan and, like, didn't watch this, I would have hated that.
It's a fair
yeah. That was the only thing I was going to text you last night, that we should not do that.
Yeah. No, I agree. We stopped it.
Yeah.
But I just mean, when I said to you, like, I think it went well. I have to check on the numbers. The response was good. The social media fight is like, in content, you have to act like things matter to get other people to think they matter.
Yeah.
So that's what I always tell people, and you hear a lot of creators say that. Like, if you don't act like it's something of worth, then why would anyone else? So a lot of, like, early shows is promoting stuff as if it's awesome and real and has 1 million fans, and this is a huge deal, because then you get people to be like, oh, I should check this out. My Twitter is, people didn't follow me originally for this. No one followed Jomboy Media anywhere on any channel for Creator League sports in a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a giant population of people that are like, dude, just do breakdowns or don't stop doing this. But then there are a ton of people that watch and enjoy it. Like we have built a community. Like the girl and the kid bringing Trev Blitzballs to sign in Minnesota is so cool in a genuine way and in a ironic way. Like they might be doing that ironically. Like they bring them to him and it's half ironic, half cool. You know,
that girl instead is not ironic.
Yeah, she wasn't. But like, you know, should I bring a baseball? No, I'm gonna bring a blitzball. It's kind of like tongue in cheek, but also cool. Nikki texted me, was like, "Dude, that has me pumped."
Yeah.
And Lou was like, "This is awesome." And I was thinking, like, "Wait, I wonder if we did an event and like now Dalton's signing a blitzball. Like that's if these people that are part of this and Lou, like if they're like, if we get it to that point, and keep growing, like that is cool that we have that." So. When I said that, I was like, I'm promoting it on my Twitter, and I'm gonna stick with that for the next 3 weeks and talk about it a lot, and hopefully, like Jake gets in the conversation. I know they were at the Rangers game and Joe's, and we build like a Twitter conversation, Instagram stories and shit, and to make sure people see it.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you don't see it, you can't tune in, can't watch what you don't know about. But it does feel like I'm just bothering people, which I have to get over. But that's all. Like I just like, all right, let me make the clips worthwhile. So I did some like last night. I made a montage of all the hits and all the offense. But the response of people that watched it was great, I thought, and everyone. There was like some thought out compliments in the comments, which always is still jarring to me. But people being so nice, like our comment section is so nice. But there was a lot of people, or I saw a handful, maybe 5 to 10. You know, this format is great because you get the different dynamics of all the teammates and the pairings, which was the idea behind it. You get so many of our in-house personalities, like mixing and matching. And some people, I saw some of that, so it was like, yeah, they're like in it with us. They're not just surface level, but like really thinking. So,
do you have any guesses on the second video's number of comments compared to the first video?
Should we change the promotion from not home runs? Because games with home runs get 1,000 or 1,500 comments, and because that's how you win money. And games without home runs get like 100. Is that
basically,
what it is?
Yeah.
What are the numbers right now?
1,008 to 79.
1,008
after 14 hours.
The only problem is, and I texted the One Inning League chat. I was like, Nikki, you ruined the fucking chat. Looks like spam bot.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Nikki hit a home run, and now a random subscriber that leaves a comment, he chooses, and they get $200.
$200 or $400 if it hits the warehouse logo.
Boom, 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 boom.
He
the comments,
commented
number and letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the comments are crazy. But you have to sift through to find the genuine ones where I want to read it. But yeah, but also like if comments help the algorithm, then we need to give comment giveaway every episode, not just when there's home runs hit. Although there are a lot of home runs in this tournament. There's a lot of offense in this tournament. Nikki just texted, maybe we post a score a day or so.
On socials?
Yeah.
What did we do for the other tournaments? A day?
We're doing. We did it like a day after, but we can't. There was 2 games just yesterday. There's 2 games this day. And I can explain in full the thought process because I had to explain it to Kyle because he was like, "Why are we doing this? Like, it's just annoying people." So I'm committed. I'm being stubborn. I'm fine. I'm not changing it because there's been other YouTube shows or series like Barstool's Trivia, The Dozen. I don't watch the regular season ever, but I see it come on my timeline. I see the brackets and the winners in live time and after the event. And by the time it gets to the championship or the playoffs, I'll go tune in because I feel like I've been keeping up with the league at least, and I'll go watch a championship game or other sports leagues where like some of these cricket leagues. Like I'll just check
any league,
NBA, any sports league. I'll check the score. I'll follow the New Zealand Cricket League on my timeline, and I'll see the updates as they come in. And then I have been following the storyline on a different social platform. And by the time it comes to the postseason, I feel like I'm in the know, and then I'll go watch. Whereas if I have no idea who the teams are, who's been good, who's been bad, what this is, you're never going to get me to go watch. So that's what we're trying out now, which I hope becomes the norm because I think it's much better promotion. Otherwise, we're not promoting the games that we're putting so much fucking effort into until they're done. And that's just not how, like, big stuff happens. Like, if any channel has a big video, they promote it a day or two before, and then it comes out, and then they're actively talking about what just happened. So it's like sports. So I do believe in this. If it fails, we won't do it. We've tried a bunch of things on these channels that have not worked, and then we're like, all right, good learning lesson. We're going to go back to the old way.
If we're going this way, should we debut the premiere the games at 7? When I thought about it West Coast time, we're debuting them at 6 p.m. People are like halfway through their afternoon of work. That was my only thought.
Hold on. Now I'm texting them because now they're in the whole chat and they're chiming in like, yeah, no. And I'm like, sometimes I just got to be like stubborn. Be like, no, we're testing. You have to test things. You can't do it one day and quit. You have to test a whole thing. All right. So West Coast is fine. We changed to 6 o'clock because if it goes into baseball season, MLB games start at 7. But this doesn't, I don't think. We can change. I'm fine for that. I don't
really care.
I don't know. Avoiding spoilers is something people have to do all the time if you watch any TV show or follow any sporting league.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I'm not stuck on this forever, but we are going to try it because I do think by the time we get to the postseason, we'll get a push. That's what happened with Blitzball Battle 1. We talked about it a lot. Mm-hmm. Talked about it on the show. We kept it in like the kind of conversation, and the playoff games jumped up like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Blitzball Battle 2 and the others, we didn't really do that. Mm-hmm. So it was just the same amount of people. You can't have the same amount of people watching postseason as regular season. It means you're not in a good spot. Every league ever has more people for playoffs than regular season. So this is our way to see if we're doing that. GeoGuide guys, victory, check. Sales, check. One Inning League, Trev signing balls, check. Chronophoto, check. I'm going to check the chat, see if they got anything.
We have happy hour.
Yeah. I never get to go to those. I'd like to, but also then maybe people don't want quote-unquote boss at a happy hour. Not that, like, I'm rigid. The WUC meeting? BB3 meeting?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
That WUC meeting, which is hilarious that I'm calling it that, because it's the Warehouse Ultimate Challenge, kind of like a reality show / like new format that we're going to do where we can do different things every episode and kind of weird things, not long-form tournaments. That meeting got put on all our schedules by John, I'm guessing, and we all sat down and we're like, all right, what's the agenda of this meeting? I said that, and you guys were like, I don't know. I thought you put it on.
Yeah.
I must have told John a while back, like, these are timelines of meetings we have to have.
Yeah.
It is very nice to have someone doing that for me.
Yeah.
And we just sit down. It's like, I think I've said that before. When we need brainstorms, you just put a meeting and go put us in a room and say, you have to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
And we got a lot done.
It was a great meeting. It was just, he wasn't in the room for the meeting. So when we sat down and said, what is this for? And nobody had an answer right away. It's like, oh, yeah, he probably just made this. It was funny.
Yeah.
But I think that the meeting went well overall. I think that we landed in a bunch of good spots, and we accomplished what we went in trying to do.
Yeah, we had another productive meeting last week, kind of similar thought, but now it's of another tournament or series that we want to run, and now it's just finding the time to like brainstorm. Actually, this one's kind of further along than the other one, huh?
Yeah.
That's fun. We ran into some really funny ideas that we can't even share because we can't have other people in the office know.
No.
Because it's all a surprise, and the joke is kind of in the surprise. But we had that meeting. So it's going to be like 5 episodes. The warehouse is going to be completely transformed into like different things, like a little like drifting race car set, or I want to get like a gladiator tennis gun in the loft shooting competition type stuff. That's going to be fun. And then we had our Blitzball Battle 3 head of family meeting is what I call it. So we have like design department head, production head, content, Sam with operations, Prizeman and post editing, sales. And we've been having, this is like our 4th one. 3 months before filming, we've been having them, and then every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Are we getting to weekly now or no?
Hopefully.
I think we have to get
deadlines every week.
I think we have to get to weekly now because deadlines are really coming up. And that was my opening of the meeting, was like, hey, we're at the point where it's going to sneak the fuck up on you.
Oh, definitely.
And then Matt from design was like, yeah, last weekend I had a little bit of a like panic, like, oh shit, this is close. That's what happens.
It's excruciatingly close for like you and Jake.
Yeah, because Jake's gone for 2 weeks.
It's basically Jake's next week.
Yeah, his next work week.
His next work week is Blitzball.
Basically, because he's going to his wedding for 2 weeks, or I think 10, whatever it is. Yeah, the way it works is you think like, oh, we're 5 weeks out. That's more than a month. We got time. And then you get to, oh, we're 4 weeks out. That's a month. But really, when you get to the 4 weeks out, you are crunch time, because the final week, everything has to be done. You have to leave a full week of wiggle room for cleanup, for organization, for, oh, this didn't get shipped in time. I got to,
It's also good. February is the month that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Less days than all the other months.
So it's going to be really close. And there's a lot to do. And I am stressed about some stuff that I like. Everything Dan has going on in the warehouse is a lot for him to handle by himself and do by himself. And the production timeline of things just scares me, where it's like you put 90% of it is planning and prepping, and actually install is like 10%. But that just, the nature of that scares me. But, yeah, it should be, like, the warehouse looks good for One Inning League, but what we're trying to build for this Blitzball Battle.
Well, we walked backwards, too.
Yeah, the new floor right now is in a stinky spot.
I'm not even saying it's stinky. It's just right now we literally cannot walk in there and play a game.
Yes, and it's going to be like that because it's under construction, basically. We got the floors redone in the warehouse, and they got to finish them, but it is right. It's not finished, so I shouldn't really complain. But it's not great right now, and we have to play on them Thursday against Como. It's gonna be a really hard game. Those guys they're bringing all their best players. Like, we're like not the favorites in this Challenger series at all. And yeah, you're not gonna be able to dive or slide. It's like gravel, so the floors are in a tough spot. But the back wall that Dan is building for camera walls and cushions is gonna look really nice. And we're getting these bleachers that aren't really American bleachers. They're more like Croatian or Greece bleachers that fold into the wall, but not like those old elementary crazy big ones. So like 4 rows, they can fold and you can move them around, and then they look kind of cool. And you'll see when the playoffs start for One Inning League, we put the bleachers on both sides of the batter, and there's no coming back. Like once we saw it like that with fans on both sides, we're like, this is it forever. Same with baseball pants. or they're actually just joggers, but they look like baseball pants. Like, oh, nope, this helps out a ton. All right, I got to wrap this up because we got a hard 9:30 start time with Trev for recording team profile and projection blitz. Anything else we got to talk about? Chat saying anything? Have you guys ever thought about doing stuff in college baseball? We've done a couple things here. Ashland has covered it, and Kelsey a little bit on Farm to Fame, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Farm to Fame socials are very college baseball.
And Maddie grew those. Very impressive growing of a social account, Farm to Fame.
Yeah. I'm curious if I didn't have other responsibilities, what that could have gone to.
Well, that's right. You got bigger ones now. It's a successful account. Still active, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be live on AMP Friday.
Yeah.
At 8 a.m. I think. And then the Friday episodes will get posted Monday.
Yep.
As we're in 2 a day until around April.
2 a week. Yep.
Yeah, 2 a week is a different way to say it. 2 a day is a football thing. I just kind of like Hoover, Alabama is kind of like ingrained in me, and sometimes I just go back to that. Goodbye.